My Gavan and Melanine, and well met indeed. I am Arachir Galadirthan, head of the modding team behind Divide and Conquer, and welcome back to Divide and Conquer as we continue on as the High Elves. In our previous episode, we gathered and mustered a reinforced army of elves from Imladris, and Elrond is marching south to finally take Ostenethil and get the ball rolling for our Noldor forces. On our western and northern side, because as you can see, it's ever so slightly further north than Imladris. You still can't see my cursor. Oh, NVIDIA, you driving me up the wall. Lynathion is going to jump in this ship, and Admiral Haldemir is going to send him all the way up the Gwathla River, and we're going to take out Tharbad. They might then die, but it just doesn't matter now. So they can die. It makes no odds. We are going to get more free upkeep in Mithlond, because we've only got these two for free. That's very annoying. Very annoying indeed. But right now, we're at an end turn, so let us do that. I have read some of the comments on, unfortunately because of the odd recording schedule, which is all I've been talking about. I've recorded this video the day that Dorwinian something went up. Can't remember the actual Dorwinian one that went up. The one that went up on Sunday just gone, because you should be watching this on Wednesday. And there was a comment from Wolferson that said that whilst when we were discussing should Dorwinian's Elven choice turn your culture to Elven, and I said there was a 50-50 split in the comments. Well, quite rightly it was pointed out to me that what I did not do was read how many likes a certain comment had. So whilst the number of comments were roughly 50-50, the number of likes on the comments saying no, we don't want the culture to swap was actually significantly higher. So there was overwhelming majority saying no, don't swap the culture. It makes little odds in truth anyway, because of course the outcome of that was the outcome of that video was that I wasn't going to change the culture anyway, because there wasn't a strong enough majority. And also there's been discussion about whether or not Dorwinian should be Elven from the start, and generally speaking most people are of the opinion that no, Dorwinian should not be Elven from the start. How long is it going to take you to get to the Gwathlo River?
Yes, sir.
5 turns, that's annoying. Probably just walk there quicker. You can't walk there quicker. Ah, yes, the Hall of Culture is being built. We will get our free upkeep. And the dwarves decided against the fight against Jörn there. That's good. I do like the ability to have captains. It's something I miss when playing any game after this. Did Empire let you have captains, actually? I've barely played Empire. It's definitely my least played, other than Napoleon, which I haven't played at all. Let's end the turn again. Now, I am sort of dabbling and at the moment in my mind thinking of the idea, because I've talked about Warhammer 2 so much, and I have now played Warhammer 2 so much, of attempting to bring that content to the channel again, because it is nice to have ulterior content to just DaC, just for those people that want to see something a little bit different, and it's good to branch out, otherwise, as has happened before, you get a bit burnt out on Divide and Conquer, and you find yourself not wanting to record it. So it's good to have alternatives, and sticking with Total War is, of course, the natural progression of things, and Warhammer's good because it's fantasy, so there's some interesting concepts that would align a little with Lord of the Rings. Oh, God! Could you train more trash, please, Moria? Snagger archers, snagger skirmishers, snagger archers, trash, trashy, trash. And they've got some goblin infantry and some goblin band that also happen to be trash. But they do have some mountain orc hunters, so we've got to chat for those. Captain Haku also comes with the biggest load of garbage you've ever seen in your life. And the reason they're coming with garbage is because Moria are basically defeated.
Evil must not be allowed to triumph this day.
They've lost their key recruitment centres, they're down to just their basic villages and towns, and the only things that those can really train are trash, so that's why we're getting trash. It is a clear indicator that Moria are on their way out. And it's insights like that that stand me apart from other Divide and Conquer YouTubers. Which is an in-joke to only myself, so that doesn't really make any sense to any of you, does it? But there we are. Right, we're being attacked from front and back, if memory serves, so we want to try and pull away to a side, so that we don't get flanked, and we can deal with one army than the other. Well, it doesn't matter if we get flanked. We could stand in a line in the middle and we'll still win this battle, because we outclass these fools so much. But there isn't. They've got all the hills, annoyingly. We could always rush them, couldn't we? No, we were an archer-based nation. We tried to try and stay out of combat. Now, obviously, we do have a bit of a hill here, but the enemy will be coming up behind us. which is disappointing. But then, do we actually think it's disappointing? I don't know. I'm tempted to just line them all up and shoot, but no, we want to minimise our losses. Let's not be foolish about this galley. Let's try and get to the top of this little hill here. Yeah, and then at least they're all coming from the same direction.
The enemy are bringing
they're coming in from over there. It's not directly behind, but there we are. No, that's perfect. Alright, let's pause it and line everything up. Archers, don't run away. You might as well go into wide formation actually as well, because they have got some archers, so they will be firing back. But their archers do only do 1 damage, so we're not too concerned about taking damage from these fools. The only thing we really want to watch out for are the mountain orc hunters, but we are blessed in this battle with the Amanya. The rangers, but more importantly the riders, are with us, and these people will not lie down and let the enemy come. They will destroy them, which is what we want to see. So, stand atop of this hill here. There we are. You line up behind. Feel free to fire at will. Elrond, I don't know why he doesn't start firing at will, but there we are. Don't bother running. You can all walk for now. We've got a long time before they come. Now, something that I did see a comment on Total War Center yesterday from a gentleman suggesting that he was disappointed that the elves seem to have been weakened in subsequent releases of Divide and Conquer. He seems to think that we have some sort of grudge against the elves and that our goal is to consistently weaken them. And now in my mind I was all ready to tarnish this, but then he did caveat it by saying, specifically referring to Lothlorien. Because I was going to say, in my previous episode, as many of you who are watching along will know, we fought against a force of the orcs. We lost 160 elves and we killed 3,000. And that was without much cavalry intervention. So I really don't think the elves are weak. The one thing I don't think you can claim is that individually each unit of the elves is weak. I think they are monsters on the battlefield. And I can't imagine there are many who would disagree with that sentiment. Right, let's come out of time 6. Let's make sure they're all on defensive in case they do get caught. Where are the mountain orc hunters? You have to, annoyingly, you have to select them individually and tell them what to shoot, because if you tell them as a group to shoot, then they do a very frustrating thing whereby they shoot the nearest target to them and not the target you've selected. But we just want to soften up those elk hunters and any stray arrows, but we're elves, so there are very few stray arrows. But any that are stray are just smashing into those snagger. You can get involved as well. The faster we kill them, the faster they bugger off. Right, you guys, stop shooting. You're the same. Shoot at whatever you like. You guys, don't run away. Right, cavalry, come and get ready for flanking. Our lines have met, but
if we
should
continue
really
like
save
this,
some of
we
our
will
arrows
smash
actually
the
for the
enemy.
other buggers. Right, Dunedain. Especially not those snagger archers. You guys run. Archers, cease fire. Elrond and you group together. Cease fire. Right, you get those archers to start running away. Oh no, they're in, yeah. The AI just does not handle skirmish mode very well when it is in wide formation like that.
They have lost half their men.
Right, the Snagger are absolutely atrocious. I'm sure many of you know, but they have 1 defense overall. Ah, no, these ones have been upgraded. The sneaky buggers. They've got 3 armor. That's very cheeky. They have 2 melee attack and 3 armor. Normally they have 1-1-1. Do we have one that's not upgraded yet? Ah, no, look, they've been upgraded as well. And they have a little bit better. But anyway, they're just garbage. They are absolute garbage. All of our forces could stay in melee and we'll lose maybe 1 or 2. It's just nothing. But they will break very easily. So what we want to try and do, really, is get them to break rather than actually kill them all off. Oh, you're not in that. Oh, that group thing. Oh, dear. Have we got routing over here? Who is the captain? Which one was the captain? This gentleman over here, by the looks of it, who's not currently engaged with anyone. Oh no, yeah, the Dunedain are hitting him. The arrow makes it very difficult to see where they're facing, doesn't it? Right, you guys, come and charge in as well. Weapons ready, elves.
The enemy general abandons his men.
Right, there we go, it's over. Right, so the first army is dead.
The enemy army flees the field. Pursue and run them down.
So, cavalry, reposition. Melee forces, come and stand on the side. We use the archers to... Can any of you fire yet? No, 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 no. We're going to need to manually fire, because otherwise they'll shoot these fools like morons. Well, there's one way of just ensuring your death. I don't know what the Goblin Band was up to there. There we are. The enemy is in range. Loose everything you have. End them. No, we're only shooting the snagger archers. Yeah, I'd like it. Shoot a bit further up. What's that coming through? Oh, the Taskmasters, yes. Elrond, take out those Taskmasters. We've lost 3% of our army, and 45 rising to 50 of theirs are going down. And they even appear to be running away. But they attacked us. What are they on? What are you doing? You attacked me. Are you retreating? You are, aren't you? You cheeky buggers. You don't get to leave until I tell you you can leave. Cavalry! Chase them down. Now the race is on. Elven cavalry versus crappy little orc crap. Let's follow our cavalry along. Ah, the camera for this one is so much worse than the other games. Nice. We've caught the Snagger Stalkers. Oh, and they're routing. Look at that horde of goblins running away. That's ridiculous. Ah, cavalry, you're ready too. Come on. Capture as many as we can.
Like this, we will smash the enemy.
Keep fighting, keep fighting. Yes, nice. Oh, we caught the Taskmasters. Pull out, get a better charge on them. Now hit them. Come out of time 6, zoom in. Here we go. Oh, and the body's flying into the sky. Oh no, an elf died. No! They're fighting to the death. There are 7 left. The elves slowly move in. Merciless. Ah, they're routing now, it's over. The last few goblins depart. And the battle comes to a close. That one's already routing, but that one isn't. So we need to wait for that little orc just down there to leave.
Behold
there we go.
How our cowardly foe,
42 elves paid with their lives in this battle.
Remember this day. Remember it as the day of our most glorious victory.
I'm thinking one of the archers is going to have to claim the top spot again. Even though we've got the sword masters, I'm thinking archers. So place your bets. And it is 339 Amanyar Riders. Dear oh dear. I didn't think they actually got that many kills. I thought the charges maybe hadn't done as much. But no, absolutely smashed it. Caught 174 of the buggers as well. 205 in the second place, though, was the Dunedain bodyguards. Showing yet again that Gil-galad's company's strength is in its melee capability. And that's why there are less of them. Because... the Dunedain bodyguards time and time again get routinely more kills with their arrow fire than Gil-galad's company do with their arrow fire. So it's which many people then cry insanity. How can you let Dunedain get more kills than an elite elven bodyguard? But of course, Gil-galad's company are unbreakable. Is that the word we went for? Relentless, sorry, they're relentless. They cannot be staggered, and it is formidable when seen in battle.
Without question.
Construction complete. Dirt paths in Buzzardrum, very nice. Right. And on Enarod. We don't need towers or ladders because the walls don't work for towers or ladders. We're getting some more recruitment through in Imladris. Once you've built that, what do we want next? Well, we'll see where we are in a few turns, I suppose. Everywhere has built a thing, though, hasn't it? Yeah, Buzzardrum's got something lined up. Ah, yes, it's converting to be elven. Otherwise, it don't like us very much. I am excited for our attack on Tharbad.
Ready. A fine day to sail.
4-ish turns away. I don't think they... Unless the goblins have another army somewhere, I don't think they've got reinforcements coming to Anon Enorod. Anon Enorod, I'm sure all of you are wondering exactly what that means. I can tell you that it means Gate of the Mountain. Anon literally means gate, and it's the singular of gate. Many of you will know the plural of gate without even knowing why, and it's because gates is written on the door of Moria, where it says Enun Durin, which is translated as the doors of Durin, but it's door, gate. Sindarin doesn't cover every word in the English language, so Anon is a door and a gate. So Anon is the singular and Enun is the plural. Now the Noon pronunciation comes from N-Y-N. The Y as a vowel sound in Sindarin is pronounced as oon, as oo. Like moon, for example. If to write moon as a Sindarin word, you could write M-Y-N and it would be pronounced the same. So Anon becomes Enon as plural, and En-Orod just means of the, N in the middle is of the, and Orod is simply mountain. Orod is the singular, and again, you all know what the plural is because you talk about it all the time, and even one of our factions is called the plural, and it is Ered, of course. But anyway, I think we'll probably try and siege them out. I have no interest in fighting a horde of snagger skirmishers. That's going to be such a boring battle. And I'm in no rush to head south. I'm really just sort of saving up until our army reaches Tharbad. So what I might do, uncharacteristically for me, is... oh, we've been blocked.
Full sails.
No, we're alright, we're alright. Keep going, keep going, keep going. We're 3 turns away. I'm tempted to just cut it till the fleet arrives, because I'm not going to be doing anything in those 3 turns. So I think I will do. So I'll see you in 3 turns. Welcome! So it's a little more than 3 turns. I think it may have been 4 in the end. A couple of things happened. Number 1, Enedwyth attacked the Breelanders, and we were forced to choose a side. And I stayed with the Breelanders. So Enedwyth now may well be a threat, which is disappointing to us. Okay, a bit of a tower over there, actually. So we might need to prepare an army in the north here to push through to Enedwyth. Number 2, we attack Dunland, and we are about to actually attack Tharbad. I will attack the settlement, show you what it looks like, because Tharbad, of course, will be going. It will not be an Osgiliath battle map in future. And secondly, the Orcs did actually attack me at Anon Enorod, but I just didn't want to fight a huge horde of snagger, so I auto-resolved. We lost 150 and we killed 1,500. I thought that was alright, to be honest, because we are well beyond the point where we need to make sure that all of our elves survive. So I wasn't too concerned. We also managed to get a trade agreement with Khazad-dûm, but they don't like me very much. And when I tried to sell them my map information, or I asked them for an alliance, and they became annoyed. Yes, and they wouldn't buy my map information, but they'll take it from me for free, of course, because I have more provinces in them.
I accept this offer.
But,
A pleasure.
although it does say their priorities are peace, so they probably won't attack us, but they just seem to be a bit annoyed with me. I don't know why. I've not done anything.
As you wish.
Anyway, there we are.
I'm gonna stick you.
There's a captain there we need to kill off, and then we'll leave behind a unit. If we share... Oh, look, they're a really high level. That's very good. 8 experience, goodness gracious. Don't want to be sharing them out then. We want to be retraining them, really. But we want to press south, to be honest. We are now knocking on the door of Austin Ethiel. So I suppose if someone has to stay behind, it should be an arch unit, really, because we need a few melee troops. So I'm going to leave those 96 behind.
Scatter them. We must defend
I'm not bothered with one. Why am I fighting him, actually? Out we go.
Will not see us in the forest.
Ah, there's a large army.
Have a taste of my blade.
They've got some wargs in there.
Follow me.
But press on.
Orders
Get
completed.
to Austin Ethiel, and then we'll worry about if they take any provinces in between the two. Because, as I may have mentioned in the past, I'm not all that concerned if we lose 1 or 2 provinces here or there. We are gutting the Orcs' abilities and usefulness. Although if we take away that building, they won't be able to train Snagger if they take it back. They can keep the rest, though. None of that assists them. But that's nice. That is a large army they've got there. Captain Larzog.
I'm gonna stick you.
I don't know what they're going to do with him. But anyway, let's attack Tharbad, which the Dunlendings have left foolishly undefended.
Take it for the
Sasan. We come at you, Sasan. We shall hold the crossing here. The Dunlendings do not have the right, nor the power, prestige, might, or authority to hold the crossings of the Gwathlo River. And if the Northern Dunedain are unable to hold what is their birthright, then we will hold it for them. Although, arguably, of course, that is massive colonialism. Oh, I don't know what's just happened there. because the crossings of the Grathla River rightfully belong to the Dunlendings, or the men of Enedwaith actually. Even the Dunlendings are immigrants in this land. Because, of course, the Dunlendings claim that they were pushed out of Rohan by the Rohirrim, and that Calanathan, the land of, which is what Rohan was called before it was called Rohan, they say that that is their home. We can't move anywhere. We're about to learn, probably, that this map is horrendously bugged, and we can't actually do anything. Our army at the moment is all standing there. Are they all going to die when the game starts? I think all we can do is go for it and hope they don't. Alright, come out of that mode. Are you able to actually get over to the other side? No, they're not. They're not moving, are they? You get over there? No. So, my attempts to show you this battle map have actually just shown you that at the moment it is broken and doesn't work. So, that's good to know. Oh dear, oh dear, oh dear, oh dear, oh dear. Well, let's just have a look around and then I'll just auto-win this victory and we'll play it on the campaign map. But of course, Tharbad was Osgiliath in your current versions. I don't know why it's broken at the moment. No one's actually reported this. So I'm unsure as to why. Probably something to... Oh, I don't know. I just don't know why it's broken. But it is. Which is a damn shame. But anyway, here it is. This is Osgiliath, really, not Tharbad. This crossing in front of us here, this horrible bridge that is like submerged in the water, that was added by Leo Civil.uef, the main custom battle map creator for Medieval II, or certainly Third Age War. I don't know why he added that and why he didn't make this bridge just the way across. I've never understood it. And RK has since made this bridge one of the ways across for the real Osgiliath. And hopefully removed this garbage joke eyesore. I just don't understand why it was added. Never have done. But anyway, we're not going to be able to actually win this, so I'll close, I'll quit, load up the save, and we'll just auto-resolve it. So, sorry everyone. I mean, it was only fighting Dunlendings. We're about to fight them a lot, so it doesn't matter too much, does it? So, we're going to have to auto-resolve it. And it's a clear victory, barely any losses.
We've defeated their wretched
we can't upgrade Tharbad, I don't think. No, we can't, so might as well kill everyone. And leave behind... I don't know, 16 of them, and stand on the bridge. We don't want to be engaging anyone in that battle map. I'm sure we can't upgrade it. Yeah, it is only for the Gondorians and people like that. It's as high as it can go for us. It will always be a horrible, useless ruin. Now, in future versions, Tharbad will be redesigned, as I say, to be entirely its own thing. It won't be an Osgiliath knockoff, and it won't have a battle map like that where you spawn on one side of a bridge or anything like that. It will be a custom settlement, and the bridge will be a feature, but you won't have... It just won't be like that, where you spawn in one half of a city attacking the other, which was stupid in this instance, because we were attacking the western side, and it put us in the western side. I didn't understand why it did that. We were already across the river, so that was a bit bizarre. But this whole setup is going to go, as I say. So, and indeed, in fact, this whole setup is going to change quite markedly, because Tharbad itself is going... The river situation is going to be changed, and Tharbad will be kind of where the helmet of the elf is at the moment. So it's going to be moved to that northern tip, and the river is going to be turned 90 degrees. You can't see my cursor, so I can't actually show you, but the river is going to be turned so... that Tharbad is on its northern side. So the bridge will be facing north-south rather than east-west. But anyway, that's Tharbad taken for now.
Come, my brothers.
I think we're just at an end turn then, as we moved everyone else, haven't we? That was very anticlimactic, very disappointing. I am terribly sorry. I know that we still got to look at the custom battle map, but it's nicer to actually be able to fight it and move around it, isn't it? As I've said, it just doesn't matter that it's broken because it's going anyway, so... I've never had that problem in the Osgiliath setup down in Osgiliath, so I'm not sure where that was from. Also, this was the other thing. Even though our ships are significantly better than Dunlending ships, the Dunlendings beat us. So I landed my force before I attacked their navy, moved those troops to Tharbad, and then I attacked the Dunlending navy that was blocking me going all the way to Tharbad, and they bloody won! I just couldn't believe it.
Scatter them.
Oh, got to get that before the dwarves do. Jeebus. That's damned close. I don't know.
My
Khazad-dûm,
lord,
I don't know what their problem
what
is.
is it you wish to discuss? It's good, very well.
Trade rights.
Elves.
Then let's have an alliance. What do you think?
I do not
Oh,
believe
you
there
buggers.
is something else you wish to propose.
At least show me your map info then. I'm not really too concerned about
Seems
selling
like
it now.
honor
We've got
and a
plenty.
pleasure. Farewell.
Oh, and we just built a lot of buildings. We can train almost a full army there. 9 turns to get the next construction hall. That's so long. Oh, I don't know what we're retraining, but we'll retrain. It isn't experience, I know that much. Oh, we've got a Hall of Culture in Imladris as well. Another free upkeep over here. Might as well start building leather workers and things. Because we can use them a bit toward the end. Get them ready while we've got this sort of low air. But we could try and save our money actually and get the Merchants' Wharves in Forlond and Harlon now. They've got their roads. The Wharves will be the next. The Wharfs will be the next best thing. Although we'll get that because it only costs 800 and Tharbad upgraded. We should actually build a building here if we want to hold it. So let's chuck an artist studio in. Will we earn enough to get the Wharfs? Yes, we will. So that's all right.
Elves!
Do we want to stand on ceremony or do we want to go and take the fight to the buggers? I think we should try and secure us back, if I'm honest, actually. We don't want them coming in behind us. And we're not at war with Enedwyth at the moment. They're just at war with Bree.
Sire! Over here, elves!
They will not see us in the forest.
Go to
will need that
Buzzroom.
one.
And just
Scout the
camp
area.
there. I'm really tempted to try and
Elves.
almost nip back, if you will, and take Argonne so that we can't get attacked in the back.
Would you wish to
But then I don't
speak
know if
to me?
Dunland have... Ah, they've got the Downs as well, which means they've probably got Matraith. So there's quite a network of provinces
Sire.
behind us and in front of us.
Come, my
But
brother.
they don't fancy us on that bridge, do they? They haven't come for us. And the Orcs have left Anon and Arod alone. They've not come for us there either. Oh, we can get an artist studio, and we still make enough for those Wharfs. With an F. Yeah, I think that's pretty much it then. I'm going to gamble. I'm going to go for it. I want Argonne.
Onward! Elves!
We're only a turn away, and then it'll take a turn to siege it, and it won't have a large garrison. I think we'll be alright. We'll be able to take it. He says. Fingers and toes are all crossed. I mean, if they take back Tharbad, it's not the end of the world. Our attack on them really is just to alert them to our intentions, now that Moria are basically out. Dunland are next. And Enedwyth probably still like us a bit, even though we had to break our alliance, and they'll be disappointed we chose Bree over them. Look, they're coming for a peace treaty. They're that unprepared.
Perhaps we could sort our differences this time.
All right, I tell you what. Yeah, I will ceasefire, and I will give you Tharbad, and we can even have trade rights, and I'll even give you my map information, and you have to give me Argonne and Matraith.
Do you think me a mindless serf? You ask too much. This meeting was disappointing. Goodbye.
Set up an ambush.
Goodbye. Well, they weren't happy with my diplomatic approach, were they? Captain Larzog, the man we spoke of, the man we feared, the Orc rather. He has got 4, 5, 6 Warg units. That is quite a lot. Other than that, though, it is a highly experienced trash army. There are 2 Taskmasters, which are keeping the enemy morale up, so they'll fight on. There's not many archers, though, are there? There's only 2, really, but it's those Wargs that are going to be the challenge. This is actually going to probably be a testing battle. I still think we will win it, but I think it will prove to be one of the harder battles. It's likely to be one of the final battles we ever fight against Moria. This is probably their swan song. Although taking Ostenethil will whittle them down to less than 3 provinces, I think, and we'll probably see their last stand army kick in. But they're going to try and flank us. They are absolutely going to try and flank us. That's pretty much the only tactic they've got available to them here. We're not worried about archers, so we'll keep our archers in tight formation. Keep our whole formation tight. Elrond, if you go and cover our left-hand side, and if you twin A, if you stand at the back ready to attack left or right, Dunedain, you go on that flank over there, because you hide anywhere, so they won't know that you're there, which might lure them into a trap there. You two go like that. Oh, that's probably not enough. Go a bit further. Let's put the general in the middle. Right, like that. Archers are secured. Our cavalry will need to be ready to move around on the sides. But if you can shoot, shoot. Kill everything and anything that comes your way. Oh, they have a very deep voice, don't they? Dunedain. Dunedain bodyguards and Numenorian steel bowmen are some of the units that are going to benefit from the treatment of new and refreshed visuals courtesy of Blood of Numenor, which I'm sure the mod is called. I still haven't looked it up. Actually, have you seen the episode where I already talked about that? I don't think you have you? Oh, I don't know, because I'm recording these all over the place. Oh dear, that's annoying. Anyway, a mod has come to us and offered to give us some visuals. If I've spoken about that already, apologies. I'm sure the mod is called Blood of Numenor. It is a mod for 3rd Age Total War, for Medieval II, I think. But as he doesn't think his mod is going to be out anytime soon, he offered to give us the visuals because DaC obviously is likely to be out soon. And I believe he also said his mod may not even come out full stop. So he wanted to make sure that his work wasn't lost. And it is absolutely stellar work. If you've not seen it already, one of the visuals is the Lord of the Rings Conquest Archer for Gondor is going to be used as the Blackroot Vale Archer. And they look really cool. Right, we want to keep Elrond on this left-hand side, but his bodyguard unit will just shred anything that comes toward it. So that's why we've moved them. They've got a lot of wargs over on that side, which are coming around on that flank. There we go, pull together there. We've got our cavalry ready to assist. Curl up there. Alright, if you aren't fighting anything, we're going to get you to be fighting something. You guys pull together. Shoot those warg scouts. Shoot them! Shoot them now! They're walking in a straight line directly towards you. It's perfect. Dunedain, can you bring them down as well? I'd rather bring them down before their crossbows start to present a problem, which they are now shooting at our Romagna. Get yourselves out of there. They're armor-piercing bolts. Yeah, I think we've probably got them. Elrond's engaged. Has been for some time. He moved on very quickly after the death of his wife. Celebrian, I believe she was called. No, those warg scouts are more important to me than the archers. The archers are weak, really. Right, you guys, don't be indefensive. Feel free to charge out. Cavalry, keep up the fire, but also now get a charge in. Other cavalry, let's get you up the hill and start charging the weak crap that's up there. You go for those scouts. Oh, I forgot to even charge in the swordmasters. Idiot. Just keep up the fire on them. We are going to lose... Yeah, this was inevitable that we'd lose troops today. But our cavalry's moving into position. Elrond, give us some power. Now, they don't have a general. They've only got a captain. Right, I want you to move up there.
Only half the enemy force remains.
You go for them, and you go for them. We should start seeing routing soon. This is what I mean. We're absolutely going to win this, but we will take losses. But if this is likely to be the final battle against Moria, or the last real battle of substance, then what does it matter? Ah, there we are. We've got a routing unit. Oh, huge
The enemy
routing.
general flees like the coward he is. Press onward and break the spirit of his army.
Right, yeah, this is over now. So, Elrond's still firing. You go for those Taskmasters. They don't shoot at us, so we can just sort of... Are they retreating now? They are, yeah. Go on, go and catch up. We've got to catch as many as we can. Oh, wow, you have an insane range, Elrond. You have an insane range. If there's anything you can shoot nearby, just go for it. Imagine that. There's 2,000 of you and your comrades on the field. There's only 700 or 800 or 900 or something elves standing before you. You are being led on by great black orcs from Mordor itself. The like of which you've never seen. They are killing your comrades in order to get you to fight on. Sorry, that was rather Russian, wasn't it? Soviet era. They are whipping your fellow orcs in order to get you all to fight on. Morale is high. You think this is going to be an absolute belter. And then against all the odds, the enemy absolutely decimate you. Barely an elf dies, and yet you're all slaughtered in the thousands. And as you finally break, your mental fortitude gone, your will utterly depleted. You break, you run away, you turn, the entire army turns as well. And as you think you're just clear of the enemy, bam, arrow to the back. What a way to go. Anyway, sorry, just keep this at times 6 because it is over, as you can see. We're just mopping up these fools. Something is still actually fighting.
The enemy army flees the field.
I'll take 85. 128.
Vanquished.
2,000.
And all who remember this day, remember it as the day of our most glorious victory.
So, you remember a little while ago when I told you that when Elrond gets into melee, he's almost unmatched despite his small size? Well, this is what we are discussing. 405 of the 2,000 killed today, nearly 20%, were taken by Elrond alone. Well, not him alone, but the Gilgalad company. He caught 77 just for good measure. Close follow-up were the Lindar Guards of all things, because they were in combat first. 327 Amanyar Rangers. So you can't see my cursor, can you? This is very frustrating. The Amanyar Rangers, about halfway down the list, they actually got the second highest kills, 327. Then the Lindar Guards, and then following up Dunedain Bodyguards once again. Just shows you that my troops are so much better in melee than Snagga that one battalion is killing 2 to 3 times their size in battle. It's just madness. The Lindar Guards have 120 elves per battalion, regiment, whatever it's called, and the Snagga have 250, and yet the Lindar Guards killed 300.
They will not see us
327, wasn't it?
Our land will be safe once more.
And they've all gone to Ost-in-Ithil to lick their wounds, light fires, dance around them, sing to Melkor, calling to him from beyond the void. Melkor, they say. We are on the brink of destruction. How can we win this? Come back and save us, my great lord. And they, like many who believe in religion, are met with silence.
By the light of Elbereth.
And they shall
Engage!
be
Put an end to this
destroyed.
evil.
Have your weapons ready, elves. Like the wind.
Oh, I was looking at the map. I was like, oh, hang on, how did we get a region in the middle of nowhere?
Sire.
No, Gallo, that was you.
Scatter them.
Argond. Undefended is...
I respect
blimey, no,
you,
not undefended
my
at all.
enemy.
Prime and Netlys. Right, so we're going to be facing the Dunlendings in the next episode, and we're almost certainly going to lose. Oh, no, hold on. Enedwaith comes. So Merdaigian is how I'm going to pronounce that in my anglicised way.
It will be an honour
probably got-
defeating you.
This kind of Dunland are actually better than you think. They're nowhere near as bad as Enedwaith, which is why they often beat Enedwaith, and Enedwaith dies. But to compare them to Enedwaith is to do them a grave disservice. They're actually quite good. And we may need, in this instance, for once Elrond has taken Ost-in-Ithil and the southern side is secured, which it is. Moria's only threat now is from the north, so Imladris is back to being our key focal point in terms of defence now. But once Ost-in-Ithil is taken, which will probably be on the next turn because I expect they'll attack us and we'll beat them, we should press into Dunland to try and divert their attention and save Lynathion. Or we should pull Lynathion out if he isn't attacked on the next turn, pull him back to Tharbad, pull Elrond across to Tharbad and merge the armies and take down what Dunland have north of the river. Given that we now know that the Tharbad battle map is broken, we don't want to fight there as... we really don't want to fight there because we're going to have to auto-win or watch whole battles pass, which would be really annoying. Anyway, there's our wharf that I was banging on about. Harland, once you've got the time, chuck in a leather tanner. Angmar not going anywhere. We should go out and meet them, shouldn't we, actually? How much money do we make? 7,000. Move those all out of there. 2,000 lost.
Sire.
But we're losing devastation here, almost certainly. And 230 gold coins to that son of a gun.
Come, my brother.
So we'll get Círdan involved and we'll go and kill him. But for now, I think I'm going to end this episode. So I do hope you've enjoyed watching along as we start our war against Dunland. And we'll probably have to fight Enedwaith as well because we've sided with Bree and they won't be too pleased with us about that. But also, I just want to attack them. These are 3 nations we haven't seen on the channel for a while. Isengard, Dunland and Enedwaith. So I'm happy to fight all 3 of them. And that's really where we're going. Moria really is done. Well, it's a bit cheating, but what does it matter? I'm a modder. We're doing it as... Call it some crappy reason as to why we need to, but in truth, we're just cheating. But as you can see, Tirthuin is all that they've got south now. Kameth, Bryn, Morva, Tarth, and Goblin Town, and I don't want to take Bryn or Tarth because we don't want a northern border with Angmar. Because our border over here is enough, although the dwarves have taken Perth and Lune back. So I don't think Angmar will present much of a threat. Oh, they definitely won't. Look at that. Clan Herald Grain kicking them back to where they belong. And with Moria out of the picture, the Dunedain should hopefully pick up and start attacking Angmar as well. Oh, goodness gracious, attacking Angmar as well. Lord Skuld deciding not to lead Captain Wolf, but standing nearby. To the south, Isengard are really picking up the pace, and it looks like are actually at war with Enedwythe as well. Let's double check that. Clans of Enedwythe, enemies, Isengard, yes. So Enedwythe are not going to want to fight us, because they're at war with everyone. Oh, and Dunland have really got a lot north of the river. Well, we knew that actually, because we knew they'd taken Caras Nernaled, because it was on the settlement screen when I checked a moment ago. We'd guessed Matraith and Mengeland, so I'm not bothered that we can see that. Khazad-dûm have taken a Rui, but otherwise they're basically out. If we can get them to fight Dunland, that would be a turn up for the books. But they might attack us. I'm happy to leave Brunos as a little Isengard enclave for a while. It will not be able to train many troops, and if it does, there'll be Snagger, and Isengard won't be bothered with it. Oh, there is Saruman, knocking around. He rarely leaves the tower. That's interesting to see. Rohan are holding on at the moment, but Mordor are also coming for them. Dear, oh dear. Gondor have lost the crossings of Caer Andros, but they're holding everywhere else. 54 turns in. Dol Amroth and the Arden Naim fighting over the mouths of the Anduin, which they often do. Otherwise, Khand turned to the Starry, didn't they? Yes, there he is. So Khand are now actually making Mordor think. But the Inquisitor took Sturlutzer, which almost always happens anyway, so that's not unexpected. But Khand have a huge army in Kizilcum. Whether or not Rune and Harad will attack them remains to be seen. Dorwinion doing sort of okay, but Mordor have breached out into Rovanion. Dol Guldur paying heavily for Mordor taking those regions. Dol Guldur getting obliterated. Roscabel still in Anduin hands, even at this turn, and Enethau are in Anduin hands. That's interesting. Ah, but Gundabad are actually playing the game this time. The changes to Gundabad seem to have worked wonders, and they are now involved. Anduin are surviving and are beating Dol Guldur. Gundabad are doing well and have even taken Tor Filin, which means Arrow Forest, if you're interested. It literally means forest arrows, but the way that words work, it's Arrow Forest. You can't see my cursor again. I was just lining the words up with a cursor. Shut up, Gally. So Gundabad are attacking Woodland Realm, which is very interesting to see. Rune, however, are getting the drop on the combination of Dwarves, Dale, and Dorwinion, as they often do. Not unsurprising. But an interesting game world all round, really. It will be a fight against Isengard, which is good, really. We want a nice late-game battle, don't we? Isengard are a good late-game enemy because they don't have the massive hordes of Mordor. So you don't fight endless stack after stack after stack after stack. I present to you Article A of Schedule 1, Mordor stack spam. Isengard don't have that, because they never really make it to that sort of size. Now, obviously, if you play late enough, yes, everyone stack spams, but Isengard's troops cost so much more than Mordor's that they don't get that sort of spam level. So you will fight a lot of battles, but it won't be endless. And also, if we can hopefully get to Isengard before they expand too much, maybe around turn 80, 90, something like that, we should be able to get the drop on them. We also, knowing that they've got Londangren, and we have naval superiority, although let's get rid of this guy because he's just costing us money, we can sail in and hit them at Londangren, which is good. It's a real shame that Enedwythe decided to attack Bree, because that was an absolutely suicidal move, and they are so dead. They're at war with Dunland, Isengard, and Bree, and then I'm going to shortly rock up and knock on their door as well. It's just not their day. They're gone, basically. They are gone. But we need to decide what's going to happen over here, first of all. But shortly, of course, we'll get Ostenethiel, which will give us... Noldor Barracks will then become available. If we can then quickly upgrade to get the Smiths, we'll get Dornan Austin will join us, and everyone's favourite general. And also we only need 6 more regions, and then Glorfindel will join us. And Dunland, for all of their many, many successful features, and I know they've got a couple of pike units, but overall they're not going to enjoy the coming of Glorfindel. He is going to ruin them. Glorfindel, if you are interested, spawns, I can show you, remember, with the green books. Do remember to get used to the green books and capitals. Oh, no, hang on, I haven't edited it. Yes, I have. Our capital is Mithlond. Glorfindel will spawn when you have 15 regions or Angmar has 2. So if you are playing particularly defensive or turtle-esque, but Angmar gets obliterated, then Glorfindel will spawn for you when they go down to 2 regions. But for now, that's going to be all. So, look, Minas Tirith in the mountains. What more could you want? Until we speak again, dear friends, I do hope you've enjoyed this episode. Feel free to check out Gamesplanet in the link below. But until we speak again, Navarna den Pedamad Melonin, and farewell.